Hi everybody, my name is Gavin Poyer and welcome back. Today we have an awesome reaction. We're doing Jungle by Jungle. This is their first album. I've recently been introduced to Jungle. You can find my reactions up here. They're amazing. They have so much energy within the songs and like so much talent in their videos with the dancing and everything. This is going to be probably a more laid back reaction. There's probably going to be a lot of dancing. I'm probably going to be sweating by the end of this, which is great because sweating is amazing. I don't know how much attention I need to pay to the lyrics, but based off their work that I've seen, it's probably not of the most importance, but I'm still going to be looking regardless. Without further ado, we're on to number 1, The Heat.
Right on time, back by the beach. Still gonna bring the heat. Bring the heat. The heat.
Doing all that I can for you.
Like right off the bat, right, this is just infectious in a way. It's more low-key, right, than some of their higher energy songs, but this is good because, it starts off in a good way. It starts off a little bit just kind of groovier, I think it's like testing the waters. I'm assuming there's probably a lot more energy within this album because there's 12 songs on this. There's no way that I'm not going to be sweating by the end of this.
No, I can't feel the heat. Yeah, don't let it catch you. No, I can't feel the heat. I know I can't get you home. No, like a flash from a gun. I knew that the more that I run.
That bass line in the background is just so... I'm probably going to do that a lot, kind of like the chef's kiss, because Jungle have a really specific way of getting into my soul. Like, I love funk, I love groove. This is that, and it's got that just that groovy bass in the background. It's just, you know what I mean. Like, if you're a fan of Jungle, which I'm assuming you probably are, like, yeah, get it, right? You're nodding your head, right? You get it.
Won't help to make it better. Still, I can't feel the heat. Yeah, don't let it catch you. No, I can't feel the heat. I know I can't get you home. No.
And I always sound like a broken record whenever I do album reactions, but I feel like the first song on an album is always super important because, it kind of sets the tone. And to me, this is very comforting. It's kind of welcoming you into, I guess, what Jungle is, because, this is their first, official album, right? For people that know Jungle, did they have music before this album came out? I don't really know because obviously I'm still really, really new to them.
I know I can't get you home. I know I can't get you home. No,
it's ironic that they say I can't feel the heat because, like, literally I'm already, like, working up a sweat. In a sense, my heart's beating faster, right? And I get so excited over things like this because I feel like it just oozes, like, happiness. And that is something that is often missing in, well, the world, but also within music, right? Because I feel that music kind of sometimes forget that happiness is a feeling and it should be expressed in moments like this.
To be a warm-blooded man, honey. So I can teach you better.
That little kind of like, hold on. I'm just gonna play it again just because like that's really cool, you know, to add in there that little pause and then the beat comes back in and just it's moments like that are just so smart in music making, at least for me, because it just kind of adds to everything. And I always like to say kind of adds a little spice to it, you know. I'll probably say that a lot throughout this album depending on what happens, but yeah, adding some spice in there. Yeah.
Bring the heat.
Bring the heat.
The heat. Bring the heat. The heat.
Nice. Okay, so yeah, I mean that's the first song. I'm not necessarily too into that one, but I think that's okay because I think it's a trendsetter, you know, for the rest of the album, like I was saying. So it probably fits within like the entire album and just kind of starts the vibe and keeps the vibe going, which is fantastic. I'm not saying that I didn't like it. It's just, you know, it's a little bit more low key and kind of, you know, dipping your feet of the water of the funk. All right, we're on to number 2, Accelerate.
I'm sick of has-beens. Coming home to the one.
Yes.
And it's madness. Who do you think you are?
There's kind of it's ironic because I feel like there's kind of a driving beat in the background that's kind of just like pressing, you know, kind of keeping the beat going, right? And it's funny because the song's called Accelerate. So I'm curious if this is going to get, you know, faster and faster and faster. I don't know if it necessarily will, but, you know, it'll be interesting to kind of see how it develops.
Can I get the car to jump? Stop, please. Let me hit the gas to roll.
Okay.
Speed. 'Cause everything just happened at once. Yeah, everything just happened at once.
Yeah, it did.
See, please. And it's magic. Are you strong? Are you strong anymore? Yeah, and imagine if you knew who you are.
The chorus kind of covers like them getting in a car, going high speeds, right? Hitting the gas. I definitely feel that kind of energy, right? I immediately want to plug this into my car, you know, on the aux and everything, and just blast it all the way, just going like a safe speed, a safe speed enough to where I can enjoy the music and not kill myself. Obviously, like, do I want to go really fast and be safe about it? Yeah. But, that's probably not going to happen. I'm probably going to get pulled over by the police, but, like, it might be worth it. No. No, it won't. It won't, but, like, you get what I'm trying to say, though, right? It has that kind of energy to it.
So can I get the car to jump? Stop, please. Let me hit the gas to go high speed. 'Cause everything just happened at once. Yeah. And I don't remember everything you see. So please.
And yeah, I imagine a lot of their songs are probably really fun for a joyride and kind of probably road trips in general. If you listen to Jungle, do you have like a Jungle playlist or a Jungle kind of joyride playlist? I don't really know. I'm assuming that you probably have something like that, or like a dance playlist. That I mean, like, any Jungle song could really fit into a dance playlist if I think about that right, because like it all has a groove to it, it all has a beat that just is so infectious and wonderful.
Can I get the car to jump? Stop, please. Let me hit the gas to go high speed. 'Cause everything just happened at once.
As I go along in albums, I usually like the songs on Spotify. There's like a heart icon. So as I go along, I'm probably going to be doing that. And I really enjoy this one. I think the chorus is so infectious. And, I'm just grooving to it. I'm just having a great time. I'm smiling from ear to ear. Even farther than that, like the back of my head.
It just happened at once. Yeah, me.
Okay, I mean, with that, we are 2 songs down, and I don't have anything bad to say. Not that I want to say bad things in the first place. We're on to number 3, which is Busy Earning. I think somebody told me that this is like their most iconic song. So, with that being said, it should probably just rock my brains out. Here we go.
See you come a long way. Ooh, but you never have made.
So, I do love Jungle. With that being said, I feel like a lot of their songs do sound a bit similar, but there's always differences that you can pick out. Like, throughout this one so far, there's this loud kind of electronic horn. That's just the word I'm going to use for it because I don't know what it is. Synthesizer, something like that, that's kind of just present throughout the track, that's different. And The beat sounds a little bit different too, but like I'm not necessarily complaining about that though. You know, like it's just so groovy and so, I think, unique to them. You know, like I don't think too many people really sound like Jungle or give off such a strong vibe as them, because, you know, once you hear it, you instantly recognize that, like, this is a song that you can be happy about, that you can vibe to and just groove, and there's no other better feeling than that.
For a normal life, it's crime. Too busy earning, you can't get enough.
Yes.
Just busy earning, you can't get enough. You think that all your time is used. Too busy earning, you can't get enough. And I get it always, but I bet it won't change.
The more and more I'm getting into this album, the more and more I am, like, fully invested. As you could probably tell, my back is starting to get really warm because I'm just moving constantly. If I wasn't sitting down in a chair, I would just be dancing. I would just be dancing for the entirety of this album, you know? And I'll probably save this album for later so I could just, you know, jam out to it. And I'm sure that people understand me when I say that. I'm sure y'all have done that too. You know, if you have any other artists that, you know, you kind of just dance to, leave that in the comments. You know, what is that for you? Jungle is a very great choice for that, honestly, because, you know, you can dance to literally any of their songs. That's not necessarily true with any artist. For them, heck yes.
No, damn, that's a boring life.
Yes!
It's crime. Busy earning, you can't get enough. Just busy earning, you can't get enough. You think that all your time is used. Too busy earning, you can't get enough. Just busy earning.
From my understanding, this song is kind of about people that kind of dedicate their lives to making money, which, you know, isn't a bad thing, but it means that you'll probably lose sight on a lot of other things, like relationships with people and having fun, I guess, because if you're so focused on making money, are you really enjoying life? You know, are you really taking chances? Are you doing things different? You know, are you experiencing the world? I don't really know, you know. Making money could be doing things you love, but I think in this case it's kind of talking about people that are solely focused on that and not really doing the things they love, just kind of focused on the money part, which is sad, you know. Good for you on making money, right? Like, unfortunately, the world does run on money, but it's not everything. It really isn't.
You can't get enough. You think that all your time is used. Too busy earning.
Right, and you just saw my headphones fall off just because I got so lost in the sauce, and that'll probably happen a few times. And, you know, for me, that's okay. It just means that I'm having a good time.
You can't get enough. You think that all your time is used. Too busy earning,
And with them, like, you kind of instantly learn the lyrics, right? You know, because there isn't too much lyrics to learn in a sense, and it's kind of repetitive, but not in a bad sense. There is good repetition, and there's also bad repetition. This isn't bad because it's infectious, right? You kind of instantly remember it, and it makes its way into your brain so that you can kind of like sing and groove at the same time by the end of the song, which is kind of what I'm doing.
Just busy running. You can't get enough.
Yes, I love that, honestly. That was fantastic. That's another song that I liked. Another song that I'll be listening to. Yeah. So far, this is a fantastic journey. Excuse me. We're on to number 4, Platoon.
It's funny how good you are. I knock you down.
Yes.
Brother, please don't tell who you want to. I'm the
I love that where they kind of say words with like space in between, like want to. Kind of just adds to the rhythm a little bit. Also, the way they say "I'll knock you down," woof, sending chills throughout my body and giving me good feelings.
It's down by the beach. I know where you want me.
Yeah, see. New sounds, kind of like wind chimes in a way, maybe. Don't really know how to identify that necessarily, but it kind of sounds like, you know, something you would brush like a stick through and kind of makes like a ringing sound in a way. Or like, what is that? Like, I know that sound, right? Maybe bells? No, not bells. That's not bells. Shoot, you know, I'm lost. The thing you hang off of porches. Wind chimes, right? That's what they're called? Wind chimes? I'm not wrong about that.
It's how good you are. Brother. It's how good you are. I'll knock you down. Brother, please. Don't tell who you want to. I see the snake.
Right, like I said, I really like that kind of separation of the words because there's a difference between want to and want to. You know, and it kind of, you know, fits in with the rhythm, and it's just kind of so pleasing to hear. They do that really well with just all their words. They are really groovy, and the fact that it's just kind of two people, I think it's two people, right? I think I read that in the comments somewhere. It's just two people making like everything right now is kind of mind-boggling in a way because it creates such a an effect that it feels like there's like 1,000 people, maybe not 1,000, but like, you know, more than two people.
Down by my feet. Walk on just to watch me.
that really came in hard. That was a nice kind of separation, right? Where kind of the wind chimes and like a piano in the background had its section to kind of just do its thing, and then the chorus kicks in, or the verse kicks in, and it gave it like that much more oomph, you know. I'm gonna go back just a tiny bit, kind of re-listen to that kind of re-intro to the chorus.
I'll knock you down for the three. Go tell who you want to behind my back. The love beneath, whisper into nothing.
Weird kind of siren sounds in the background, right? We're getting different things. We're getting different things, and I'm really enjoying that because, you know, if all the songs sound kind of really similar, then I'm going to get bored, even if it is really good, right? So I need some kind of difference between the songs, and I mean that's exactly what this is. That's exactly what this is. Man, this is going by so fast. And I know that I'm enjoying myself because I'm beginning to sweat. My armpits are getting, I don't want to use this word, but I'm going to. They're getting moist, right? So is my back and my head because I decided to wear a beanie for whatever reason. Probably because my hair would go nuts during this video. Actually, that's probably smart of me, but like, I feel like by the end of it, I'm just going to be dripping down my face. Speaking of dripping, we're on to number 5, which is drops.
When you're so high, you don't think. When you fall from the sky, you won't break. So come down from the clouds. Come down. So come down from the clouds. Come down.
I mean, like right off the bat, it kind of, you know, with the lyrics, you know, you're so high you don't think, you know, you're up in the sky, kind of just like floating in the clouds. At least that's what I'm envisioning. They're telling you to come down. It gives off that kind of vibe, right? It's very calming. It's calming in a sense, and I can definitely feel that. And then the beat kind of kicks in, and it's just kind of Sometimes I just don't have words to articulate what I mean, but within my body, I hope you recognize what I mean. I'm sure you do. You're fans of Jungle, right? You probably get it.
I've been loving you too long. I've been loving you too long. So come down from the clouds. Come down. So come down from the clouds. Come down.
Honestly, there are kind of like a lot of sounds in the background that I feel like need appreciation because there's kind of that wind chime kind of effect again, but it's very, very subtle. And like, I feel like within songs, subtlety is very appreciated because it gives you just kind of more sounds, more ambiance, and they convey that so perfectly, so perfectly. I'm enjoying this one a lot, actually.
You're so high, you don't when you fall from the sky, you won't break. I've been loving you too long. I've been loving you for too long.
God, I love their style so much. I don't know how many times I have to repeat myself, but like this is so, down my lane. I love groove. I love funk, like Earth, Wind, and Fire, like Bee Gees, Michael Jackson, stuff like that. Stuff like that. Very, very reminiscent because it captures that same kind of energy, right? And it's contemporary too. Like I love contemporary music, and it's exciting to know that Jungle is kind of, I guess, letting people know that groove and funk is still very present and very, very necessary. Right, and kind of that shaking in the background. I don't know what kind of instrument that is, but it's kind of driving the beat right now, and it's a little bit different from what we heard before, which is to be appreciated. Again, like they're kind of adding just a little bit of spice throughout their songs, and it's fantastic. It's fantastic. This is what I look for. Like you hear that, right? Honestly, I kind of really love that one. It might, and it's really hard to tell because I'm so early on in the album still, but like that might be a contender for one of my favorites. Which is kind of weird because it's more low key. Usually I'm looking for something with like a lot of energy in it, but that kind of just really worked for me. Okay, we're on to number 6, Time.
Say how I'm feeling. Ain't easy, you know. Time and time again. Yeah. Time and time again. Yeah.
Like I said, it just kind of keeps the groove going. They're so good at that, and it's exciting to know that this is probably what all their albums sound like. That it's just one cohesive groove, and like you have to love that. You have to love that because it just works so well, and I think they do a really good job on defining their sound. And usually when an artist comes out with their first album, it isn't really fully realized, but it sounds like it is here. Like it sounds like they know exactly what they want and the kind of feeling they want to give off. Like, yeah, they're doing a freaking great job. At least in my opinion. Like if this isn't your thing, that's okay. You know, there's other music out there for you. There's a lot of other music out there for you. But for me, this is pretty groovy, pretty funky, pretty jivey.
Say it again. Just hold on tight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't let me. Just let it out. Time and time and time and time and time again. Time and time and time and time.
Did you hear that little bit of spice? The burp, 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 burp. What's Sorry that I keep on repeating things, but I think it's important to kind of recognize sounds that are new, just so that we know that it's there. Yes.
Time and time again. Breaking. Now I'm feeling. You see me. I know. You know. Time and time again. Time and time again. Say it again. Just hold on tight. Don't let it in. Yeah.
I was going to mention that I kind of sound like a broken record throughout this, but that's because I feel like there's a lot of appreciation that needs to be given. When they said, now I'm feeling, like, obviously they could have just said it, like, now I'm feeling, but, like, they kind of broke it up into, like, 3 sections. I don't know how they exactly said it, but, like, feeling or something like that. But when they do that, it just helps so much. It supplements the song.
Don't let me. Just let it out. Time and time and time and time and time again. Time and time and time and time and time again.
I'm going to just take a second to just, like, get all the sweat out of my head, because I am sweating. You should be too. You should be too. I'm holding you accountable, okay? You should be dancing as well. You should be feeling happy. Well, you know what? I'm actually not going to tell you how you should be feeling. Feel how you're going to feel, but, like, groove along if you want to, you know? I'll say that.
Not even know what these people want is fine, but my head is in space.
Yes!
You know. Time and time again. Just hold on tight. Don't let it in. Yeah, I'll run all night. Don't let me. Just let it out. Time and time and time and time and time again.
They're really good at making their, like, kind of last, like, chorus or two really, really powerful. Kind of more... It gives more of a punch than the others did, because, you know, it's the ending of the song. It should be kind of the resolution and, like, the kind of big climax, right? Or at least near the end. And I think they do a super good job of that, because I'm always fully invested by the end of the song.
Just hold on tight. Don't let it in. Yeah, I'll run all night. Don't let me. Just let it out. Time and time and time and time and time again.
I love that sound. That's fantastic. I love that it's kind of sprinkled out throughout the song. Just gives me something to look forward to, and kind of recognize when it's coming, because it's predictable, but like not in a bad way. You know, predictability is comfortable in a way, especially when it sounds like that you love to hear. Okay, nice. Oh my god. Whew. It just kind of sucks that it's a warm day already, because I'm just sweating way more than I need to be. But, you know, I feel like it's part of the experience, right? Like I said at the beginning, I love sweating. You know, usually when I sweat, it's because it's a good thing. Whew. Okay. We're on to number 7, Smoking Pixels. Oh, it's an instrumental. Honestly, this is kind of nice because I just needed a second to, like, cool down, in a sense. Like, cool down, save my energy for the rest of the album. Like, this is very, I think this is a smart decision to kind of have, like, a tiny instrumental / intermission within their album, because, you know, I think it was meant to be, like, a dance album. And I think this is perfect, because if you're dancing to the entire album, you're going to need a break, because they make you dance. They do. They like take control, and I'm okay with it. I don't know if other people are, but like they can control me all they want. And it's nice because like even the intermission is like super nice to listen to. You know, it kind of has like this nice, really, really low-key groove to it, and I think allows you to maintain the energy but have it stored so you're not using it, and you're able to kind of regain focus for just a second before you probably lose your mind in the next song. I guess I'm just speaking for myself because I lose my mind constantly within music, especially this. And you know, especially this. Oh, okay. You gotta get ready. Gotta get ready, gotta stretch. For whatever's about to happen. Okay. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for the next one? Okay, what's it gonna be? We're on to number 8, Julia. Okay.
It's calling on.
Yeah.
What I see is true. To me, you're just a girl.
It's funny because I'm so like instantly invested whenever they start singing. I'm just like, yeah, whatever you're talking about, and I could definitely feel that. Just based off like the first line, it's calling on me. If what I see is true, to me, you're just a girl. Okay, let's go on this journey. I'm here accepting it. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. And it's starting, baby. Julia, I don't know a thing about you. Soon enough, you'll be all I ever need.
And that's relatable, right? Like sometimes you see that person and pursue a relationship with them, let's say, and like as you start to meet them, you don't know anything about them, but you know that like they'll be it. There are moments in life where you know that, and I guess Julia is that person to the singer, whoever that is, because I know it's two people. I don't really know who sings or who doesn't. If they both sing, do they both sing? If you know that, let me know.
Easy, all I ever,
Yeah.
you're mad about me. All I ever did seem to fool. To me, you're just the girl. That I tell me what I am. If it started, baby, all I ever knew. Julia.
Oh, let's talk for a second. I'm having just such a fantastic time with this album. I feel like this is a go-to album to feel good about, it definitely just radiates that kind of energy, and I feel like it's important to have these kind of things when you're feeling low, and dancing is a really good way of getting out negative energy, and I feel like this is just the perfect album for that. It's feel the positive energy, get out the negative, in with the positive. Not that negative energy should be ignored necessarily. Like, you should definitely come to terms with it and figure it out, but when it's time, dance it out.
I don't know a thing about you. Soon enough,
Ooh, wait.
you'll be all I ever knew.
Julia, soon enough. I was wondering if that rhymed, but I'm not really sure. I'm not really good with rhyming. Julia, soon enough. No, I don't think so.
All I ever do, all I ever is calling on me. All I ever, if what I see is true, to me you're just the girl. Oh yeah, all I ever do, yeah. All I ever do.
I always have to pause it before the chorus because I want like full, just like immersion and a chance for me to just kind of lose myself within it because it's so danceable. It's so danceable. And I think in this song specifically, there's a really good moment where they have the last line, all I ever need. So it's like it's sung in bold because it's like, hey, we're about to get into the chorus. This is your time to just lose it, to groove. We're talking about Julia. She's just a girl, but like, she's special. You're all I ever need.
All I ever need, Julia.
the drums have a really kind of interesting pattern within this one. I'm not really good at explaining like musical terms or anything like that, or like, you know, rhythm, beats per minute, anything like that. But like, if you listen to the drums, it just has a very specific kind of pattern that's unusual in a sense, but it works so well here. Did you hear that little, like, bell as well? Bell as well. Man. This is just such a fun album. And we're almost done, too. Like, this is just flying by. You know, it doesn't even feel like it's been, like, an hour. But it kind of has. We're on to number 9, Crumbler. Another thing I wanted to mention about them is that their songs are like consistently short, which I think nowadays is super important because people don't really have the attention span for, you know, 12 like 4-minute 30 songs, 4-minute and 30-second songs, or like 5-minute songs. You know, it's good that this is like nice, short, and concise, which is, I think, is what it needed to be, especially if it's a dance album, you know? Because if it was a super long dance album, I don't know if it would necessarily be as successful as I perceive it to be.
It's coming, everyone. There's something tonight going on down there. So cry with me, baby. All I ever wanted tonight is going on down there. So cry with me, baby. Can't wash it off.
Now, while I do love this album so far, I do think there are some unnecessary songs that you could probably cut from this. I think this one might be one of those, but I feel like at the same time I'm probably going to juxtapose myself because it's nice to have lower key songs in here because, you know, for the majority of this album, I've just been losing my gosh dang mind, where songs like this, I'm able to relax a bit, in a sense, and not sweat as much. Kind of cool down for a second and then get back into it. So I like it, but I don't like it at the same time. You know, and I'm not trying to be super critical, but when I recognize things like that, I want to let you know.
'Cause it's all or never now. Again, there's something tonight going on down there. So cry with me, baby. All I ever wanted tonight is going on down there. So cry with me,
Okay, it's speeding up a little bit. Albums like this make me want to it just makes me want to have like actual like discos in the world. I'm sure there are somewhere, but it's nowhere near where I live. Like, I don't have any discos. I have like nightclubs, right? But it doesn't play music like this. I wish there were places I could go to that played music like this, where I could just kind of, groove and get funky and not have to worry about a bunch of. You know what? Never mind. I'm not gonna say that. Never mind. I think you understand where I'm going if you've been to a nightclub before. Not necessarily the nicest place in the world. Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is probably my least favorite so far. Either this or The Heat. But like, it's not bad in any sense. I'm not trying to say that, and I hope that doesn't come across that way. It's just probably just my least favorite out of all of them. But it still, maintains that same vibe, that same energy, that same kind of free spiritedness the rest of the album does. Okay, nice. Not bad, but, like I said, not my favorite. We are on to, what number is this? We're on to number 10, Son of a Gun.
I'm the son of a gun. You got a lot to show. Yeah, but nobody's talking now. You're the shock I need. Gotta give me a go. Yeah, I heard that you gave it out.
I mean, kind of right off the bat, this one kind of has a different kind of groove to it, which is nice, which is, I think, necessary in a way because, like I keep on saying, if it's the same thing, we're going to get bored. I think I can hear kind of like a wooden block in the background. You ever seen one of those where you like hit it with a mallet and it makes a sound because it has like a hole in it or something like that? I don't really know what it's called, but yeah, you like smack it. I think that's kind of what it is in the background. I don't know. It's kind of really fun to identify all the sounds in Jungle's music because I feel like there's a lot of instruments that are utilized and it just works. It just helps everything out. It's nice.
You made the elephant run. Took him to his knees. So why are you giving up? You can take it from my hands. I just want you to feel. Cause I know what you think about.
I feel like this one kind of has like a darker beat to it. I mean darker by not as bright as the others on the album. Like the beat in this has like a darker sense to it. Not dark in the sense of like scary or no bad connotations connected to it. It's just a little bit heavier, a little bit darker. And that guitar loop in the background is really nice to hear because it kind of, I don't know, just kind of creates like a circular motion in a sense. Like I said before, repetition it can be really useful. And in this sense, heck yes. In this sense, it's sprinkling some spice. Like, whatever your favorite spice is. Mine's probably garlic powder. I'm just going to say garlic powder, sprinkling garlic powder over the frickin' track.
I can't get you out of my mind. I won't let you down. I can't get you out of my mind. I won't let you down. I can't get you out of my mind. I won't let you. I'm the son of a gun.
Honestly, I really like that section back there because it kind of adds some variation to the rest of the song and really kind of just groovy. And I know I keep on kind of repeating myself, but I feel like there's no other way to really describe it. Like, you get it, you understand, you're probably sweating too, right? Like I said, like that last little bit of the song usually is a little bit more significant than the rest of the song. It's like I think it's just like a tiny bit louder, but it's noticeable every time. And there's like some kind of like yelping, screaming in the background that's really cool. Right before this section started, there was a guy that kind of made some kind of sound, and just it's moments like that where I'm just like, yes, I fully support this. Okay, we're almost done with this thing. It's crazy to think, really, because I'm just enjoying myself all the way. We're on to number 11. Lucky I Got What I Want. In the comments, I mean, even if you've made it this far with me, thanks for doing that, by the way. In the comments, let me know your favorite song by Jungle. I'm curious to know if a lot of the people have like a similar favorite, or if everybody kind of has their own favorite. And Also, with that being said, what's your favorite off this album? It's hard for me to tell. I really liked Drops, whatever it was called. I liked that one a lot. I liked Busy Earning a lot. I think those are probably my two favorites so far.
When I find myself next to them, don't you forget about me. I won't tell nobody. When I find myself next to them, don't you, don't you forget about me. I won't tell nobody. Don't you forget about me.
I can hear it building up. And there's so much anticipation within me right now. Let me just take it back just like a few seconds, just so we can kind of get into that start of the build up.
Inside is killing. Gotta go on. Time to leave. Lucky I got what I want.
Oh, interesting. So I am using Genius, and I haven't really used it too much just because there's not like a too much lyrical content that seems, like absolutely necessary to know. But on the side, I'm reading that Tom, who is one of the band members, I believe, he uses real world recordings behind tracks. So in this one, like fire crackling, which I think I can hear actually, which is really cool to hear that. He's using real sounds. I'm wondering what else he used throughout this album. I'm wondering if, like, the wind chimes that I heard earlier was part of that, was him just kind of recording something that he found in, like, the organic world. And that's really cool. That's really creative to me and kind of, I don't know, spice, garlic powder.
When I find myself next to them, don't you forget about me. I won't tell nobody. When I find myself next to them, don't you, don't you forget about me. I won't tell nobody. Don't you forget about me.
Interesting. Right, and we can kind of hear the crackling in the background, but it sounded like somebody lit a match right there. I wonder if I take it back, can I hear that again?
Won't tell nobody. Don't you forget about me.
Right? Didn't that sound like somebody kind of lighting a match? And I mean, hence the probably the fire crackling, which is really cool. It just kind of. I'm sorry if I repeat myself way too much, but it's adding spice, and so thankful that it's there. You can hear the fire crackling.
Slow, carefully. Slow, carefully.
Even though moments like this kind of create a lot of space, it just builds the ambiance of kind of the whole album and the song in general. and they do that so well. I feel like I'm just kind of in my own world, and like nothing can make me have a bad day. Like, sure, things gonna make me have a bad day, right? Like, people could die and I'd have a horrible day, but like in this moment, I am truly happy.
When I find myself next to them, don't you forget about me. I won't tell nobody. When I find myself next to them, don't you, don't you forget about me. I won't tell nobody. Don't you forget about me. Don't you forget about me.
Interesting. So we're hearing kind of that wind chime effect again, and it's curious to me that they keep on kind of introducing that sound and songs here and there, which I'm really enjoying. It's really fun to sit back and hear all the sounds that are just happening, like the fire crackling. I'm sure if now knowing that he used real world sounds, I'm curious if I can go back in the album and kind of pick those out and try and identify what they are, because they're real things. And that's really cool.
Don't you forget about me. 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 Don't you forget about me.
Honestly, that song kind of made me feel like I was like stuck in a vortex or something, a vortex of happiness and calmness. I don't know. It just gave up a really good vibe, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. With that being said, we are, we're finally on to, well, not finally, we're on to the last track, which is number 12, Lemonade Lake.
So who do I see coming up a lemonade lake?
Oh, interesting.
Is she coming for me? Is she coming in for something warm? Coming in for lemonade lake.
Sorry that I have to pause it, but I'm reading on the side that apparently this was inspired by Bon Iver. Not his music, but his kind of story of going to a cabin and writing a record and sitting by the lake, and that's kind of what this is telling the story of, which is really interesting that they're covering or kind of inspired by another artist's creative process in a sense, and they're kind of envisioning that and making like a soundtrack for that. That's really cool. And it's great that they give kind of nods to other artists, especially Bon Iver, because Bon Iver, I don't know how you say it exactly, but yeah, you know who it is, Bon Iver. So they describe this as kind of Bon Iver sitting down playing guitar, like kind of sitting next to this lake, and there's trees everywhere, and they say that like Bon Iver starts to like hallucinate, and it's more about his hallucinations than him. But I feel like this song still kind of takes inspiration from his music in a sense, because it still kind of has that sound that Bon Iver has kind of in his voice. If you ever heard his music, you probably know what I'm talking about. Yeah. That's just a really cool image to kind of have in your head as you listen to this song, and that's definitely what I'm going to be thinking about.
I miss you every day and every night, 'cause I don't know what went wrong. I miss you every day and every night. Every day and every night, 'cause I don't know what went wrong.
I mean, that's what Genius is kind of nice for, is that I get certain kind of like information like that. Like, you know, they get inspiration from the images that they kind of create, right? Like Bon Iver, did he actually go to the cabin? I don't actually know. I'm assuming so. Like if if it's kind of common knowledge, then we'll say that he did. But you know, the hallucination part is probably fake. This is, you know, Jungle's territory, where they're creating the hallucination and making a sound based off that, which is so cool, and kind of an in-depth look at their creative process, which is super interesting for me, because I love to learn about artists' creative process. It gives me inspiration in a sense. Yeah, it's just so creative and so fun. Such a vibe. It's such a vibe. I think this is a really cool closer, because it kind of allows you space to really think about that image and kind of just groove along to it. And it's in a way just so crystal clear. I feel like the music matches it perfectly, and it's just really cool for me to let my imagination go on this one.
'Cause I don't know what went wrong. I miss you. I miss you. 'Cause I don't know what went wrong. I miss you. Every day and every night. 'Cause I don't know what went wrong. I miss you. I miss you. Every day and every night.
And those voices in the background are definitely like just supporting the song in such a strong way. Spice. You know, if you want to count how many times I say spice, well, I guess it's the end of the video, but like, you know, if you want to go back and look at that, sure. doesn't even feel like this song is like 4 minutes though. You know, it's been just passing by so quickly, and I feel like a lot of their music really does that, which is a good feeling. You know, it's good to have something pass by quickly because that means you're probably having a lot of fun, which I am. Ooh. Ooh. Really nice effect there at the end. Some kind of crickets, and you can kind of hear the water kind of swishing back and forth to kind of just put a cherry on top of that image, you know, to put you where Bon Iver was. With that being said, that's it. That was the album. I had a fantastic time. I think, like I said, I think Drops and Busy Earning are probably my favorites. Maybe Julia as well. What were your favorites? Did you enjoy the album? Suggest more Jungle for me. I'll probably look into their other album, but that might be in a bit. Other than that, I'm gonna end the video there. I hope you had a fantastic time because I really did. I hope you sweated. Anyways, that's the end of the video. I'll see you in the next one. I'm sending out positive vibes. Hope you got lots of spice. All right. Have a beautiful day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.